Sports medicine, especially since I've been a pro, has been a place where my game has really been able to develop in multiple facets. Injury prevention, maintenance, physical therapy, weightlifting, agility work, all the things that I need to do in order to have an NBA body. This is the place for me to go when I come back home and I need to get a workout in. Always welcome me back with open arms.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they said was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. They just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education, but also the experience.
My grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team. We're treating injuries when and where they happen and working to prevent them before they do. We believe the best care is coordinated care, helping ensure you get the individualized services you need every step of the way, offering innovative treatment techniques to get you or the athlete you love back in play. Reaching higher, pushing further. Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
It may be winter, but it's never too early to start thinking about spring. Start your new year sharp and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Fair prices, superior quality, and exceptional customer service. Schedule your spring special appointment today. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Give your home the curb appeal it deserves. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code Summit City for 15% off today.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Craw. Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Gibson shot scores.
The rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
Welcome in, everybody, to the University of St. Francis Hutzel Athletic Center for this Christmas break matchup between your University of St. Francis Lady Cougars, ranked number 25 in the country, taking on the University of Northwestern Ohio, the Lady Racers, out of Lima, Ohio, very close by, about a 45 to an hour drive from Lima. St. Francis coming in after taking a trip to Pikeville, Kentucky, where they took part in the Walters Auto Classic. And boy, it was a big 2 games for the Lady Cougars. First beating Pikeville 68-65, and then with the upset against number 5, NAIA Division I number 5, Campbellsville out of Kentucky, 76-65. Lauren McBriar drilled 2 free throws with 4 seconds left against Campbellsville that provided the winning cushion when CU hit a 3-pointer at the buzzer that left the Tigers a point shy of the tie. Kara Gurka led USF in scoring with 24 points, and she sits with 1,297 career points, which is number 12 on the USF career scoring list. McBriar scored 21 against Campbellsville her 3rd consecutive game with 20 or more points and her 7th consecutive game in double figures. The Racers have won 3 of their last 6 games after losing 5 consecutive games. UNOH is 0-2 against Crossroads League, and the Lady Racers lost 87-63 to Calvin on Friday night. Savannah Buck, the junior point guard for St. Francis, does lead the Crossroads League in assists with 77, averaging 5.1 per game. So Savannah's been nationally ranked all year, now up to number 9 in NAIA Division II with those 77 assists. Going back to the Pikeville tournament, Lauren McBriar ended up being named the Crossroads League Player of the Week for her performance in those 2 games. She was just outstanding. As we said, 48 total points in 2 games, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, 2 steals. She was 14 of 21 from the field, good for 67% shooting. Even better, she was 10 of 13 from beyond the arc, shooting 77% from three-point land, and a perfect 10 of 10 from the free throw line. She hit 10 of 13 three-pointers in that trip. She ranks number 44 in the country with 33 three-pointers under her belt, and ranks number 13 in NAIA, shooting 89% from the free throw line. Emma Applegate's right there with her. She ranks number 15 in the country, shooting 88%. So Lauren McBriar, she's certainly returning back to that freshman form that we saw 2 years ago. Remember last year, she sat out the season with a medical red shirt, had the ACL injury, but now she does not wear a brace, and she's been looking outstanding, getting stronger and stronger game by game. As we'll take a look there at the Lady Cougars warming up. So once again, Lauren McBriar really is looking like her freshman year. She could have been the Crossroads League Player of the Year. She, Savannah Buck, and Kara Gurka, all from the Lady Cougars, were right up there in contention. And now McBriar is really getting back to that form of being one of the best players, especially offensively, in the Crossroads League. Right now she ranks number 16 in the conference, averaging 12.47 points per game. Emma Applegate at 15 in the conference, averaging 12.73. And Kara Gurka ranks number 8 in the Crossroads League in points per game. Kara Gurka will not be playing tonight. She has a boot on her left foot. She's got a little bit of an inflamed Achilles, so hopefully going to have her back in time for the resumption of Crossroads League play on January the 5th at number 10 Taylor. And they got Kendall Bradbury, who was an All-American last year. She's just flat out maybe the best player in the Crossroads League with all that she can do on the court and her size. Folks, looking at St. Francis here in the team rankings in the Crossroads League, the Cougars pretty much right in the middle of the pack in all the categories, but there are a few that they rise straight to the top. St. Francis ranks number 2 in field goal percentage, shooting 56% from the field, right behind Indiana Wesleyan, who's at 48%. Obviously Wesleyan with that big lineup. And what a game we saw here. 3 overtime loss, 100-99. That was back on December the 5th when St. Francis lost against number 21, Indiana Wesleyan. But that Wesleyan team, they, passing the eye test, they certainly do. It's one of the best-looking teams that I've seen the Wildcats have as far as just the athletic ability and size of those young ladies. St. Francis ranks number 2 in three-point field goal percentage, shooting 36% from beyond the arc. Indiana Wesleyan shoots 40% from three-point land. But the Lady Cougars are also right up there in three-point field goal percentage defense, ranking number 3rd in the conference. So once again, like I said, St. Francis really coming into form here in the middle of the season, but once again having to play without Kara Gurka. And then Chandler Jones will not be playing for the rest of the season as she's ineligible for the second semester. Kara Gurka hopefully will be back, like I said, in time for that Taylor game. I'm not sure if she's going to be able to play tomorrow. when the Lady Cougars travel to take on Shawnee State, who's ranked number 7 in NAIA Division I. Looking at the Lady Racers from UNOH, they are 6-10 overall, 2-5 out of the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. They're led by Emily Patton, number 25, who's a sophomore guard out of Harrod, Ohio, went to Upper Scioto Valley High School. Patton only shooting 35% from the field and 26% from beyond the arc, but does shoot 79% from the free throw line. And nobody's been to the charity stripe more than Emily Patton for the Racers, who is 75 of 95 from the charity stripe. She has 241 total points on the season, which ranks her number 30 in the country. Another name to keep an eye out for is Fatea Larry. Larry is a junior forward at 5'9" out of Brooklyn, New York, a transfer from Dean College. But folks, at 5'9", she can certainly clean the glass. She's averaging 11.5 rebounds per game, which ranks her number 4 in the country. She has 172 rebounds under her belt. Nobody on St. Francis has 100 rebounds. Kara Gurka has the most at 93. Well, folks, we're just moments away from the start of this game. We'll have the opening prayer, national anthem, and starting lineups. My name is Jeff Mahoney, bringing you today's play-by-play action. And on camera, we got Sam Schlegel, who just finished up his soccer career here for the Cougars. And what a great career Sam did have there, playing multiple positions for the Cougar soccer team. So once again, we're going to send it down here to our PA announcer. There we have it, folks. Starting lineups for today's game. Once again, a few names to keep an eye out for UNOH. That's Fatea Larry, number 34, Emily Patton, number 25. For St. Francis, that'll be Whitney Will in the circle to tip. Getting the start with Emma Applegate today. Once again, Jones and Gurka not playing in today's game. And Lindley Kistler also out for the season with the injury. You got some good players not at Coach Jason Ridge's disposal today. But once again, the Lady Cougars have been playing strong basketball and take the tip here to start this one. That's Lauren McBriar, who once again has been just on fire shooting the ball lately. Really rearing back into rare form, as that's going to be a turnover by Savannah Buck. Don't see that very often, as the skip pass went right to the Lady Racers, number 14, Jatera Hall. Up top is 10, Leticia Johnson. Johnson's a senior guard, 5'6", from Warren Central High School out of Indianapolis. Nice lob pass down low, but it was knocked away by Applegate. And we have a jump ball, so possession arrow in favor of the Lady Racers. To inbound it will be Johnson. Senior, sophomore, and junior for the Lady Racers on the floor. Looking at UNOH, they're 0-3 against top 25 competition on the season. St. Francis is 3-3 against the top 25 teams. Once again, UNOH is 3-5 in their last 5 games, with wins at Concordia 58-55, at Grace Christian 67-61, a loss at Midway out of Kentucky 67-60, a win against Cornerstone 76-70, and then a loss at Mount Vernon Naz 79-61. Mount Vernon Naz is 2-3 in the Crossroads League and 9-6 overall. So once again, UNOH has not beat a Crossroads League team this year, as the bunny is missed. That was number 34, Fatea Larry. Good rebound by Whitney Will. Will has played strong minutes, especially defensively for the Cougars, who nearly came up with the upset against Indiana Wesleyan, but then followed that up with a big win against Bethel. Right-hand dribble drive as McBriar throws it up. She's fouled and will head to the free throw line, where she's darn near automatic on the season. McBriar has hit 40 of 45 entering today's game and is looking for the first points of the game for St. Francis. She's a sophomore, plays the 3 at 5'7" out of Mooresville, Indiana. First one is up and in for McBriar. Her shooting has just been phenomenal as of late. You heard Bill Scott in that game day program there talking about McBriar and what she's been able to do the last 7 games, all in double digits, and we'll go over that here in a little bit. That's Emily Patton, who leads the team in scoring. The kick out goes outside, back to Larry, who cannot hit the baseline jumper. A minute and a half in, but the Lady Cougars up 1-0. Nice spin move, left hand off glass for Whitney Will. Her first bucket of the game. Whitney enters today averaging 4.7 points per game and 2.3 rebounds per game. So the foul is going to be called against Emma Applegate. She's been lighting it up as well as team's second leading scorer, averaging 12.7 points per while shooting 46% from the field. Only shooting 26% from beyond the arc. The Applegate goes at listed at 6 foot. So she's got an inside-out game. It's been fantastic for Coach Ridge. That pass by Hall was ripped away. Applegate over to Buck. Cindy Crow out of the corner. Crow has had the hot hand shooting from three-point land. Long three-pointer by McBriar. Back rim's no good. With the rebound and pushing it is Johnson. Wide open Patton 4-3 on the wing. That one back rim's no good. And be tracked down by Crow. Good job of getting into the mix there by Savannah Buck knocking it to Crow. I was just talking with Coach Ridge before the game about Savannah. A nice step through. The bucket's no good by Sydney Crow. She'll head to the free throw line to shoot 2. I was talking to Coach Ridge about Savannah. She's just a junior, so one more year with Buck at the helm here, but she's really just like another coach on the team here. Really knows how to keep the girls up and keep them competitive. This St. Francis team has been playing outstanding defense, limiting teams to just 63.7 points per game. We're talking about the three-point field goal percentage defense, which is one of the best as well in the Crossroads League and ranks them number 16 in the country for the Lady Cougars. Pass intended for Patton was tipped. Good job of catching it and kicking out. Patton does look like a good player here for UNOH. She's just a sophomore. Trying to get her involved, but once again, the Cougar defense has been suffocating. Man-to-man here for the Lady Racers. Whitney Will blows right past Patton, cannot hit on the layup. It's brought out by Johnson. Johnson looking to go coast to coast with it. Switches to the right hand in the lane. 6-footer is no good. The putback is for Fatea Larry. That's exactly what Larry does right there, averaging 11.5 rebounds per game. Easy putback there for Larry, who's just a junior out of Brooklyn, New York. Once again, Whitney Will having no problems there on the dribble drive as that pass gets away from Buck and turned over by the Lady Cougars. St. Francis' second turnover of the game. 6:24 left to play here in the first frame. Buck with the defense on Hall. Lob goes down low, and another nice finish, that time by Satisha Dukes. Dukes' first 2 points of the game here in the first quarter. Pulls UNOH to within one. Will down low with the left hand. And a good job holding her ground there by Larry on the defense. Now Hall, no travel called there as she misses on the bunny. Brought out by McBriar. Looked like Hall there taking the extra step, just getting her body situated. Long three-pointer off the heel by Applegate. Bet the Lady Cougars at the end of practice see who can hit the most three-pointers from 10 feet beyond the line. Dejanay Hinton going to check in, along with number 13, Josie Kolkman. Hinton's been fantastic, one of the best ball handlers on the team here for the Lady Cougars. So once again, looking at Lauren McBriar, and it started with the game against Indiana Tech on November the 24th, but 25 points, 11 points, 18, 17, 21, 27, and 21 points per game here in the last 7 games. So expect that to continue, especially with Gurkha on the bench. Kick out Will Hinton. Once again, Hinton, one of the better ball handlers on the team. Fun to watch her on the dribble drive. It looks like 5 seconds going to be called here on Kolkman. Josie Kolkman, number 13, a sophomore at 6'2" from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Bishop DeWanger High School. Patton, deep three-pointer. That's going to be an air ball wide left. Hall with the save, and it's tracked down by Whitney Will. Also in the area was Kira Kane for UNOH. Kane, a freshman at 5'8" from Louisville, Kentucky, newly inserted into this game. It's amazing, a lot of these teams, and double dribble going to be called on Kolkman, second turnover. But a lot of these teams out of the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference, they don't have football teams, and man, they're just getting players from all over the place. We saw that with Aquinas yesterday as well. A lot of transfers coming in as Aquinas pulled off the 63-61 victory over St. Francis, an upset victory there for Aquinas, who entered the game with 3 wins. 3-point attempt on the catch and shoot is left short by Johnson. It's Hinton bringing it up for the Cougs and certainly handle the rock. Left hand dribble drive, stopped in the lane, and blocking foul going to be called before the shot. It's going to go against number 14, Hall, the sophomore. She's from West Virginia. Florida, Mozambique. Wow, they got a player from Mozambique, Sam. So they're from all over the place as down low, Emma Applegate finishes to extend that Cougar lead 7-4. Inside, approaching 4 minutes to play. Now Kolkman going to be called with the foul. Back into the game will be Crow in for McBriar. To inbound, it's Kara Kane. Kane entering today, averaging 18.7 minutes played per game and 4.4 points per game. Patton spun right into Savannah Buck there. Thought she was going to go with the crossover. Lob pass down low as Larry kicks it back out. 10 seconds on the shot clock. That's a turnover by UNOH, down by 3. Inside 4 minutes, St. Francis currently on a 3-game win streak. Their last loss was that 3-overtime thriller against Indiana Wesleyan. Kolkman nearly came up with the rebound, brought down by Patton. Patton now in transition, and they're going to call a charge on Patton as she just dipped the shoulder. Emily Patton, the sophomore guard. Once again, folks, it's almost a clear sign that any time you're going to dip that shoulder into the defender, they're going to call it on you. You stay straight up, and it can get called the other way with the block. We saw Chandler White yesterday, the big bull down low. Lowering the shoulder, muscling through the competition. Blocking fouls. The bucket is good by Emma Applegate. She'll head to the free throw line looking for the and one. Take one more look at Emma Applegate here. Scores 9-4 with the finish. Emma once again shooting 88% from the free throw line, which ranks her number 15 in the country. She's hit 51 of 58. Emma's a sophomore from South Bend, Indiana, Niles High School. Patton's going to check out of the game for UNOH as the three-point play is good. 10-4 your score. Lady Cougars rolling here with 3 minutes left to play in the first. As Ranja Orpa, number 33, into the game. She's a freshman. She's from Finland. The bucket's good. So for St. Francis now, 5 turnovers in this game. UNOH with 3. .247 to play here, 10-6 your score. Johnson working off the pick. Satisha Dukes over to Larry. Larry going to be called with the travel, so Larry definitely not the biggest player on the floor, but man, averaging 11.5 rebounds per game is no joke. Kind of reminds you of a University of St. Francis player, Austin Fox. Wasn't the biggest guy down on the block, maybe the strongest, just not the tallest. But man, could he corral those rebounds as Dejanay Hinton pops in for the deuce on the baseline. Her first bucket of the game. Good camera work there by, once again, Sam Schlegel. Is getting ready to graduate here with an accounting degree from St. Francis. Three-pointer on its way, no good. Putback is for Taya Larry. That's her second putback in the game. We expect her to have a double-double here. I don't think by halftime, but she might get it going into the fourth quarter. Crow's had some hot games from beyond the arc. When she gets on fire, she can easily hit 5 of 6. Savannah Buck just a little bit long on the triple try. Larry with a Defensive rebound there for UNOH. She's got 2 offensive rebounds already in this game. Johnson walled off. Larry over to Dukes. Off the heel, no good. Satisha Dukes shooting 31% from beyond the arc, hitting 4 of 13, entering today's game. McBriar and Kolkman check back in for the Lady Cougars. Will and Savannah Buck will check out. 1:22 left. 12-8's the score. McBriar out of the corner. Catch and shoot. 3, nothing but the bottom of the net for Lauren McBriar. Exactly what she needed to catch fire. When she gets going. 15-8, now inside 1 minute to play. Larry finds Johnson in the corner. Looking for Duke, stolen. As it goes back to Johnson. Larry did a good job of holding on to that ball there as the 3-pointer is good by number 11, Kiera Kane. Hinton looking for the reverse lane, walled off by Larry. 3-pointer by Applegate off the heel. Dukes snags it with the left hand. Dukes over the timeline. Spin move on McBriar. And that's going to be a travel there. Shuffled the pivot foot. That's Ranja Orpo. Savannah Buck checks back in. She got the little breather that she needed. 15-11 here in the first quarter. Your Lady Cougars on top. Savannah with 1 rebound, 1 assist so far in this game. She's not ranked nationally in steals this year. It was her freshman year where she ranked nationally in assists and steals. Another pass stolen. Kane on the breakaway. Scoop shot's no good, rebounded. And that's going to do it for the end of the first quarter. St. Francis up 15-11 here from the Hutzel Athletic Center.
Catholic University must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Crawl. Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Knipscher. Shot scores.
The rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
Welcome back, everybody, here to the Hutzel Athletic Center. Once again, Lady Cougars going to be on the road again tomorrow to take on Shawnee State, NAIA Division I, number 7 ranked Shawnee State. And they will be converging. The NAIA will be the Division I and Division II. I don't think it happens next year. It might be the year after. It's something that a lot of people have wanted to see. We'll see if maybe they expand the tournament field. But I really believe that the Division II teams will do well competing on a national level against those Division I teams. We've seen it with Coach Lacrosse and the Cougar men's team constantly going out and playing the best teams in the country and always knocking down the NAIA Division I squads. Campbellsville is one of those schools that, man, they're just a good basketball school, kind of like Indiana Wesleyan or St. Francis. But still nationally, especially on the men's side, nobody really can compete with the Crossroads League in men's basketball as far as top to bottom. Nice steal by Buck. Now she's leading in transition 1-on-3 as she felt Larry on her backside. Wide open was McBriar, who knocks it down. Her second 3-pointer of the game for Lauren McBriar. So I'm telling you, folks, she can fill it up in a hurry. For McBriar, who now has 7 points. Again, entering today, Lauren averaging 12.5 points per game. But just recently, that number keeps going up and up and up. In Crossroads League only, I believe she's averaging like 20 points per game. Kane. And that is number 12 for UNOH. Has their shot blocked by McBriar. That was Maddie Schulte. We got a foul going to go against the Lady Racers. Number 20, Letitia Dukes. Her first and the team's first. We are in the second quarter, not the first. It's going to be Sydney Crow at the free throw line. Sydney a perfect 2 of 2 in this game, make it 3 of 3. Entering today, a 62% free throw shooter, hitting 26 of 42. Second good as well. Lady Cougars now lead it 20-11. Starting to pull away here with reigning All-American and Crossroads League first teamer Kara Gurka in a boot on her left foot. Working with that Achilles injury. Johnson the feed down low as it's ripped away by Crow. Buck now on the other end, one-on-one with Johnson. Just coughs it up as that goes through the legs of Kolkman and turned over by the Lady Cougars. So far in this game for Savannah Buck, unofficially 3 turnovers. Definitely not her game. But once again, this is Christmas break. A lot of these kids just coming back, spending time with the family. And for the Lady Cougars, nice steal by Whitney Will. Looking to go coast to coast, but good recovery by Larry. Larry, probably the most athletic player in this game. I don't even want to say probably. Man, she is the female version of Austin Fox, if the USF men's basketball fans know what I'm talking about. Kara Kane with the 3. Pulls UNOH to within 6. Excuse me, scores 20-14. Get that fixed. Once again, Johnson's wisely trying to find Kara Kane. Kane entering today, hitting 8 of 23 pointers, shooting 40% from beyond the arc. That's best on the team with anybody with more than 3 attempts. She also shoots 40% from the field while averaging just 4.4 points per game. But early on in this one, she's looking like the shooter. That's number 11, Kara Kane. Gonna have to keep an eye out on that Lady Racer. Applegate, she's walled off there by Larry. Long 3-pointer by Savannah Buck. So that one rims no good. Nice rebound. Offensive by Crow. Applegate back to Buck. Now it's Will top of the key as Larry knocks that away from Applegate. Emma, nice find to Crow as she gets hacked by number 20, Letitia Dukes. Dukes, that'll be her second. Team second. First free throw is up and in. Crow is now a perfect 5 of 5. Duke's going to check out. Back into the game is number 14, Jatea Hall. Second one good as well. 22-14 is your score. Here in the second quarter, 7:09 left to play. Other action going on in the Crossroads League. It's Huntington at St. Xavier and Mount Vernon Naz at Rio Grande out of Ohio. Indiana Wesleyan is a perfect 5-0 in Crossroads League play. Charge going to be called on Larry. Good positioning by Savannah Buck. No, excuse me, it goes against Letitia Johnson. So that'll be her second, the team's third. Applegate checks out. Dejanay Hinton back in for the St. Francis. McBriar, 5 of 5 in her last game against Campbellsville from beyond the arc. 5 of 8 against Pikeville. 3 of 9 against Bethel. 3 of 7 against Indiana Wesleyan. She was 5 of 9 in that game against Indiana Tech. It's Lauren McBriar. Foul going against Dejanay Hinton. That's her first, the team's first. Looking at Crow, she was 6 of 6 from beyond the arc here at the Hut in that win against Huntington. 4 of 5 beyond the arc against Bethel. She's had 5 games this year where she's scored in double figures, and normally that happens when she starts getting hot from beyond the arc. So that's going to be a travel by Schulte, the sophomore guard from Delphos, Ohio. That'll be the 11th turnover for UNOH. St. Francis with 6. That ball goes right through the hands of Will. She took her eyes off it for a second. Now Hall in transition finishes with the lay-in. For Hall, that's her first bucket of the game. Pulls the Lady Racers to within 6. Skip pass finds Hinton. It's where she's so dangerous with that space. The defender trying to converge on Hinton. She's so quick with that first step. So good with the dribble. She can blow right past him. That three-pointer was forced a little bit, but the putback is good. I believe that was Larry down low for her 6th point of the game. Once again, I can understand Kane wanting to get those shots off. Well, shoot, like they said, you want to pass up good shots for great shots. I'm not even sure that was a good shot on that last one. But we do got a foul going to be called against Schulte. So that's her first and the team's 4th. Whitney Will, her first trip to the free throw line. She's 1 of 3 from the field in this game. Sinks the first. Will on the season, 63% shooter from the charity stripe, hitting 12 of 19. She's a perfect 2 of 2 from three-point land, while shooting 57% from the field. St. Francis as a team ranks number 9 in the country, shooting 46% from the field. It's again the number 2 in the Crossroads League, just behind Indiana Wesleyan. Hall is going to be fouled by Will. That'll be her first and the team's 2nd. So back to the free throw line. Excuse me, for the first time, that's Hall. That first one is no good. She averages 26.1 minutes played per game while shooting 74% from the charity stripe, hitting 23 of 31, averaging 6.3 points per game. Second one's no good as well. That's going to be rebounded by number 2, Shayna Temple for St. Francis. McBriar working against Kane, the 2 shooters. It's a pick set by Will. She rolls down to the block. Hitting, right hand take, gets right past Larry, just too strong on the layup attempt. Now on the other end, Hall out of the corner. It's a good find by number 40, Bethany Blow. Hall's going to be fouled. Blocking going to go against Whitney Will. Hall's got something there, attacking the cup. She can start to finish. She'll really be looking good. Once again, Hall entering today averages 6.3 points per game. She is 0 of 2 from the free throw line. First one's good. For Hall, that's her 3rd point of the game. Checking out is Will. Checking back in is Applegate. Second one by Hall, rims in. Now 2 of 4 from the free throw line. 4:43 left to play. McBriar over the timeline. McBriar just going to shuffle her feet a little bit there on the pump fake. Went for the shot fake, looked for the dribble drive, knew she did not have the spacing she wanted for the three-pointer. McBriar sitting with 7 points right now. It's a team best. Kane's 8 is a game's best. And St. Francis there forcing the turnover. The 4-point lead. Set to check in for UNOH is Brianna Williams, the junior guard. McBriar once again on the near wing. Now it's Larry with the defense. It's like zone being played here. 2-3 by UNOH. Applegate drew contact. Shot's no good, and foul's going to go against Emma as she tried to tie up Larry there on the rebound. Fatea Larry now with 5 rebounds in this game. Told you, I think she'd have a double-double by the time the fourth quarter started. Kolkman checks in for Applegate. 4 minutes left, 24-20. Hall once again, strong take. And now they're going to call the charge on Hall. Take another look at that one real quick. Hall, number 14, with the right. Stepped right in to Emma Applegate, I believe. Hinton up top. Well, Applegate's out of the game. Dejanay finds Shayna Temple. Shot fake. Goes back out to Buck. Buck with the right hand. And that pass right at the feet of Hinton will result in another turnover. Savannah is visibly displeased right now. Unofficially her 4th turnover on the pass. Foul goes against Buck. That'll be her first. Team's 5th. Both teams now in the bonus. Tell you, when it comes to Savannah Buck, I'd like to see her go into coaching after her playing career is over. She sure does know basketball. The whole family knows basketball. Got a brother at St. Xavier as the first free throw is no good by Schulte. Sister playing for Homestead High School is going to play for a SAC Holiday Tournament Championship at 7 p.m. today. The second one is good by Schulte. Sister playing at Butler was outstanding. Basketball runs in the veins of the Buck family, who's on the pill right now. Hinton behind the back. That pass was just telegraphed there by Brianna Williams. Williams read that like a DB on the football field. So heading to the free throw line now is going to be Kane. It's who you want at the free throw line if you're UNOH. Even though she only shoots 60%, but she's only taken 10 free throws, hitting 6 of 10 on the season. Kane currently with 8 points, that one off the heel. She's still the game's leading scorer as McBriar is going to check back in for Hinton. Lady Cougars shooting 32% from the field, UNOH at 38%. This Lady Racer team is very athletic and strong on the defensive end. Led by number 34, Fatea Larry, who's got 6 points in this game. She really looks like an All-American candidate from all the players I've seen so far this year. Catch and shoot. Savannah Buck drains the three-pointer. For Savannah now, 1 of 3 from three-point land. That's going to be a travel called on UNOH. 2:28 left to play before halftime. Be Sydney Crow to throw it in. Buck being tightly guarded there by Williams. Trying to get around her as the block's going to be called on number 3. Williams does not like the call. That'll put Savannah to the free throw line to shoot 2. Remember, folks, here in collegiate women's basketball, once we get to the bonus, we're shooting a pair. 28-22 is your score. Buck now with 4 points. Second one for Savannah. Rims in. Buck now with 5 in this game. Entering today's game, she's an 83% free throw shooter, hitting 20 of 24. Skip pass goes over to Kane. Left hand, nice step through. Just a little strong on the layup. Number 11's got some athletic ability as well. That was a beautiful take there to the cup. Nice reversal by Shayna Temple. Shielded the defender with her body. That was Larry, of course, contesting for UNOH. Traveling, going to be called on Schulte. Another turnover. It's been UNOH's big issue here with 14 turnovers. St. Francis with 12. St. Francis normally does not have this many turnovers. Not for a half, but once again, just coming out of the break. Christmas this past week. I'm sure everybody had a great holiday. Hope. Temple for 3. Nobody around her, wide open, no good. That time a rebound by Williams. Williams quickly gets it up the floor, but the Cougars doing a great job on defense, getting back, led by Kolkman. They're in the center. Kolkman's having to guard Larry here. Switch on the defense is Crows now on Larry. Schulte from outside. Just left that short. Nice rebound by McBriar. Buck back to Temple, wide open. Second three-pointer, that one's left short. Kolkman down with the offensive board. Off the backboard, no good. So we're inside a minute to play. Guess who had that rebound there? It was Larry. Hall. Nice dribble into space. Does miss on the 10-footer. Buck with another rebound. McBriar spin move, step through, off glass, good. That'll extend the Lady Cougars lead to 9. McBriar just doing what she does. One of the better offensive weapons in the whole Crossroads League. If she continues to keep up her scoring pace, you can look for Lauren McBriar to be all Crossroads League first team. That would be an amazing feat after the slow start. Once again, coming back from an injury, this takes time to get back to playing the way you were used to playing. Foul goes against Temple, her first, as Hall is going to shoot 2 more free throws. She's currently 2 of 4. The first one is good. Hall, after missing the first 2, has made her last 4. Pulls the Racers to within 7. 2 seconds left. Long three-pointer left short. That'll be rebounded by Schulte. Folks, that'll do it here for the first half. Lady Cougars lead it 31-24 heading into the break. We'll be right back with you with more Lady Cougar basketball after this commercial break. Thanks for joining us here from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the Hutzel Athletic Center.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
The Chapel Project is the most important building that has ever been built or ever will be built on this campus. It's in the heart of the campus, it's on Mirror Lake, and the chapel and the Bass Mansion will be able to communicate with each other architecturally.
Catholic university must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit summitcitysports.com.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team. We're treating injuries when and where they happen and working to prevent them before they do. We believe the best care is coordinated care, helping ensure you get the individualized services you need every step of the way, offering innovative treatment techniques to get you or the athlete you love back in play. Reaching higher, pushing further. Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Blood flow restriction training is a new treatment technique we're using at Parkview Sports Medicine that helps us stay on the cutting edge. This type of training is not only new to Parkview Sports Medicine, but in physical therapy as a whole. And it's really gaining popularity because it solves one of the fundamental problems that we see in therapy. We have a lot of patients who we can't put a lot of stress through their injured tissue, but we still want them to get stronger and still want them to gain muscle size. Blood flow restriction training uses a specialized piece of equipment, a blood flow restriction cuff that fits around the upper portion of an arm or a leg. Doing that, then it partially restricts, but not totally occludes the blood flow going to the limb.
I thought it was gonna hurt, and it does kind of feel weird, but doesn't hurt or anything. I just didn't really know what to expect. Well, you put it on and then you have to lay down and let it calibrate, and it like gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And then after that, get in your position to do your workout and then press the inflate button and it'll squeeze your leg or your arm.
What the research is telling us about training with blood flow restriction is that the buildup of the lactic acid and the metabolic stress that we're putting on these tissues helps you gain strength and muscle size, similar to that of training at high intensity.
Compared to like a normal workout, the burn comes like within the third rep, and then the 30-second break in between, there's no like recovery. I can see the difference and feel the difference. It feels a lot more effective than just doing normal exercises.
Blood flow restriction training is the perfect tool to solve that fundamental problem. But this is something that you don't see everywhere, and you don't see very many places in Indiana at all.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
My grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
It may be winter, but it's never too early to start thinking about spring. Start your new year sharp and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Fair prices, superior quality, and exceptional customer service. Schedule your spring special appointment today. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Give your home the curb appeal it deserves. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code Summit City for 15% off. Welcome back, everybody. We are 7 minutes and 45 seconds away from the start of the second half. Still waiting on the detailed stats, but up here I can tell you that Lauren McBriar leads all scorers with 9 points. She and Kiara Kane are tied for the game high. Kane is 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. McBriar 2 of 4. Sydney Crow with 6 points, 2 rebounds. McBriar 9 points, 5 rebounds. 2 for Hinton, 1 board. Savannah Buck with 5 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. Emma Applegate with 5 points, 2 rebounds, 4 points for Whitney Will, and a rebound as well. UNOH, once again, led by Canes, 9 points. She's got 2 boards. Hall with 6 points. Dukes with 2. Schulte with 1. I thought Schulte, let's see here, 6 points for Fatia Larry, who also has 5 rebounds, so just need to make sure those are updated there. I thought Larry had more than 5 rebounds, but once again, folks, we're just 6 minutes and 30 seconds away from the start of the second half. We'll be right back with you for that second half action.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
The Chapel Project is the most important building that has ever been built or ever will be built on this campus. It's in the heart of the campus, it's on Mirror Lake, and the chapel and the Bass Mansion will be able to communicate with each other architecturally.
Catholic University must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year, new equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team. We're treating injuries when and where they happen and working to prevent them before they do. We believe the best care is coordinated care, helping ensure you get the individualized services you need every step of the way, offering innovative treatment techniques to get you or the athlete you love back in play. Reaching higher, pushing further. Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Blood flow.
Welcome back, everybody. Just 1:48 away from the start of the second half. UNOH shooting 33% from the field. They were 2 of 8 from beyond the arc, both of those coming from Kane, and 6 of 10 from the free throw line. St. Francis shooting 31% from the field on 8 of 26 shooting, 3 of 13 from beyond the arc, 2 from McBriar and 1 from Buck, and 12 of 13 from the free throw line, getting it done at 92%. Once again, folks, looking at the Crossroads League standings here, Indiana Wesleyan 5-0 in first place. They're number 16 ranked team in the country. Marion at 4-1. They're ranked number 7. Taylor, St. Francis, and Grace all at 3-2. Taylor's ranked number 10. St. Francis at 25. Huntington University, who's receiving votes in the 30th spot, it's 9-6 overall. 2-3 in Crossroads League play. So once again, tough matchup at Taylor on January the 5th. So mark your calendars there. That's a 1 p.m. tip-off on January the 5th, that Saturday. Kendall Bradbury going up against the Lady Cougars here. Bradbury, once again, a post player who also has range, can hit it from 3 from basically anywhere on the floor. You know, looking at McBriar and Savannah Buck, McBriar ranks number 9 in the conference with 23 steals. She averages 1.53 per game. Buck is right behind her with 22 steals on the season. Once again, playing without Kara Gurka today. She ranks number 11 in the conference, averaging 6.2 rebounds per game. Gurka, the team's leading scorer, averaging 14.5 points per game. That ranks her number 8 in scoring in the conference. But when you look at Crossroads League only scoring per game, that's where Sydney Crow at 14.4 and Lauren McBriar at 14.2 lead the Cougars. Brooke Suggs from Grace is averaging 27 points per game in Crossroads League only competition, as Buck gets hot here to start off the third quarter. Hit her last three-pointer. She is now 2 of 5 from beyond the arc for Savannah Buck. Apologize about having that graphic up for you. It's 34-24, a 10-point advantage. Good baseline drive. We did not see a whole lot of Emily Patton there in the second quarter, as a nice feed goes to Whitney Will down low. Lady Cougars are rolling here to start this game. We got a timeout going to be called against UNOH, and that'll be a 30-second timeout. Both teams currently with 5 timeouts. I'm going to update that for St. Francis. Emma Applegate and Kara Gurka. So 4 Lady Cougars in conference games. 4 Lady Cougars rank in the top 20 in the conference in scoring. Gurka's field goal percentage at 52% ranks her number 4. And Sydney Crow is shooting 64% from beyond the arc, which is the best in Crossroads League only games. McBriar is at 36%. Obviously, McBriar had that super hot weekend. Those are all non-conference games. Emma Applegate at shooting 90% from the free throw line. That ranks her number 8 in Crossroads League only games. Once again, the Lady Cougars picking up 2 big wins in Crossroads League competition. One of those coming against Bethel. Handled Bethel 83-71. Beat Marion on the road. Marion's only loss in conference play. Beat Marion on the road 64-58. Beat Huntington here at the Hut 68-47. So the Lady Cougars do have some signature wins on the season. If it's going to end up being a close call to getting into the national tournament, of course, all you have to do is win the Crossroads League tournament or the regular season, and you're in. 36-24, down low, Emma Applegate. Through the contact, will head to the free throw line. Applegate now with 7 points. She's 1 of 1 from the free throw line. That's a rare miss for Emma Applegate. Not happy about that one. That is just her 8th miss on the season. She's now 52 of 60 for Emma Applegate. Checking in for Hall. She's going to leave the game with 3 fouls. It's number 33, Ranja Orpo, the freshman from Finland. Nice trap there at the half court on Johnson. Gets it over to Larry. The bounce pass to Dukes. Dukes left-hand take. Skip pass goes over to, that was number 11, Kiara Kane. No, excuse me. I believe that was Johnson, number 10. McBriar looked at the deep 3, being guarded by the freshman. Applegate, what a nice find. McBriar to Applegate. Emma now with 8 points. Beautiful looking play there by the Lady Cougars. McBriar is such a scoring threat. Can't take your eyes off her. It's going to be Savannah Buck with the inbounds. Check it out down there. Applegate got the positioning and a beautiful feed there by McBriar. She played football. She would be a quarterback. McBriar catch and shoot. Off the inbounds pass, no good. Loose ball tracked down by Applegate. Doing a good job with the crab dribble. McBriar now knocks it down. Great sequence by the Lady Cougars. McBriar has 12 now, her 8th straight game in double digits. As Applegate comes up nearly with the steal, just stepped on the sideline. She's limping just a little bit, not sure if she tweaked her left leg. (43-24) with 7:30 left to play. There's Patton, number 25. Did not score, did not have a rebound in the first half. She's their team's leading scorer. Just now into the game, that's number 50, Jonah Lee, as we got a shot clock violation. Another turnover by UNOH. They have 16 turnovers now to the 12 for St. Francis. Lady Cougars really pulling away here. Start the third quarter. McBriar working off the pick as Will rolls down to the block. Loose ball goes to Crow. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. McBriar straight to the cup, no good. A little off balanced. 12-0 lead start the third quarter here for St. Francis. As that pass is stolen away by Will. It was intended down low for Lee, who's 6'4" from Rex, Georgia. Cougars good spacing. Tons of work for Emma Applegate. Beautiful find by Savannah Buck. We need a TO by the Racers. But that'll be a full timeout. We'll be right back with you with more Lady Cougar basketball here from the Hutzel Athletic Center.
Grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
The Chapel project is the most important building that has ever been built or ever will be built on this campus. It's in the heart of the campus, it's on Mirror Lake, and the chapel and the Bass Mansion will be able to communicate with each other architecturally.
Welcome back, everybody, here at the Hutzel Athletic Center. St. Francis once again on a 14-0 run, up 45-24, had a 31-24 lead heading into the break. St. Francis took the first quarter 15-11, second quarter 16-13, currently on a 14-0 run. Good work here by the Lady Cougars as we need to fix that possession error. Lee. Back out to Johnson. Johnson does not have a point yet in this game. That shot was off the mark. Brought up by McBriar. Patton quickly gets up on the defense. Patton, once again, looking for her first points as this Cougar defense is causing the Lady Racers fits. Travel going to be called on Crow. That'll be the 13th turnover by St. Francis. UNOH currently with 17. Lady Cougars field goal percentage all the way up now to 42% on 14 of 34 shooting. UNOH down to 29%, 8 of 28. Larry finds Patton. Good recovery defense there by Buck as she was coming off that trap with McBriar. Johnson stepped through, loose ball. McBriar picks it up, and we got a jump ball. Once again, we're going to stay with the Racers. Dejanay Hinton going to be checking in for St. Francis here shortly. So Hinton will have the defense on Patton as Sydney Crow checks out. Lee takes the inbounds pass to not play in the first half. Did not record a stat. Approaching 5 minutes left to play here in the third. That pass just over the outstretched reach of number 33, Ranja Orpa. Espoo, Finland, New Hampton High School in New Hampshire is where she went to school. Catch and shoot by McBriar off the mark. So Lauren McBriar now from three-point land is 3 of 7. Patton walled off by Will, reverses it, goes up with the right, is fouled and will head to the free throw line. She needs to stay aggressive. She's 0 of 4 from the field, 0 of 3 from three-point. This is her first free throw attempt. Entering today's game, a 79% free throw shooter, hitting 75 of 95 for Patton. It's as quiet as it can get here in the Huts. Patton hits the first. That'll break the Lady Cougars' 14-0 run. 14-1 run now. Second one, good as well. Johnson bringing it up with Buck. McBriar down low, finds Kolkman. Larry with the defense, foul over the, no, they're going to call travel on Kolkman. Good job moving her feet there by number 34, Fatea Larry. Definitely looked like she was all over the back of Kolkman though. It's getting a little bit more aggressive here. Patton stepped through off glass, no good. Just shots will not fall there for Emily Patton. Josie Kolkman in her sophomore year. Larry that time with the block. Loose ball picked up by Hinton. As that pass is errant, will go out of bounds. 6:54 left here in the third, 45-26. Schulte is going to check in for number 33. Orpo. Schulte played a lot in that second quarter with Patton on the bench. Patton with just 2 fouls there in the first half. Kane shot blocked by Kolkman. Kolkman doing a good job being straight up. Now it's McBriar. Skip pass finds Applegate over to Hinton. Hinton's got space to shoot it. Larry, nice quick hands there, comes up with the steal. Patton turned around there and just a little bit shocked that Buck was in perfect position, forced the turnover. Traveling called there on Patton. She took that pass, turned around, Buck was right in her grill. Once again, Lady Cougar is going to be taking on Shawnee State tomorrow. A rare Sunday game. Big college football games on tonight, and here on the south side of town, it's the SAC Holiday Tournament Girls Championship as Applegate goes up with the right hand. Loose ball picked up by Larry. Larry now has 9 rebounds to go with 6 points. Stepping on the baseline, turnover by Patton. Patton was looking for a blocking foul there. UNOH going to call another timeout. Once again, the Racers are coached by Mike Armbruster. He's in his 4th season there. He's a 2010 graduate from the Racers. UNOH was really, really strong there on the boys' side not too long ago, about 8 years ago. It's really died down. We'll look at the Lady Racers here. They are 2-5 in conference, 6-10 overall. Last year, their team went 7-22 overall, 3-17 in the WAC. Year before that, a little bit better at 12-18 overall, 10-12 in the WAC. And during the 2015-16 season, so pretty much the same, been around a 500 team, been on some hard times and trying to get back to where they used to be. At around a 500 club. Right now it's 6-10 and 2-5 in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference, which is a pretty tough conference. Indiana Tech is the top team at 7-0, 15-1 overall. Tech's only loss on the season came against Marion, 81-63. And obviously St. Francis did beat Marion at Marion. I think that was the second game of the Crossroads League slate. So just to give you a little bit of perspective there. Second team is Dearborn at 6-1, 13-2 overall. Then Siena Heights at 6-2, 11-4 overall. That's the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference women's D2 basketball. Patton with the spin move was double teamed. Nice help defense by Crow, but Schulte drains the triple. 45-29. Long three-pointer, Applegate drains it home. Emma's been on fire here in the third, now with 13 points. Kane. Nice length there by Applegate, stretching out to the left, deflect that ball. Kane's just looking for some space, needs to get off another three-pointer. Kane 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. She's just itching for another triple try. Patton gets around Applegate. Now at the block, it was 1-on-3. Larry knocks it out of bounds. Nora McBriar is going to check in for Buck. (48-29). Approaching 1 minute left to play here in the third quarter. Crow with the shot fake. Left hand take. All alone for Sydney Crow. Who now has 7. That was a beautiful shot by Crow. Larry down low. Once again looking for her first points in the second half. She's got 6. Hinton. Oh man, Schulte on her seat. But Hinton cannot finish. Told you she's a dazzler with the ball in her hand. The foul's going to go against UNOH. Fatia Larry's second, team's second. Kane's going to check out of the game. 50-29. 31 seconds remaining. Hitting in the Lady Cougs. Going to settle for a last shot here. It's about a difference of 0.4 seconds. Shot clock to game clock. Hinton is going to be fouled. We'll head to the free throw line. That's going to go against number 20, Satisha Dukes, the senior, listed at 6'1". Not sure if she's quite 6'1", but she's super athletic. Her third foul. She's got 2 points in this game. That's the team's third. As Hinton drains the first free throw, Lady Cougars continuing to roll here in the third, outscoring UNOH 20-5. Hinton, a 76% free throw shooter entering today, sinks them both. She's now 18 of 23 on the season. So possession here to stay with UNOH. So Lee's going to check back in for Dukes. Schulte, who hit a three-pointer here in this frame, has 3 of the 5 points. As Patton chucks that one up, looking to draw the foul, and there was no foul called there. Armbuster cannot believe it. Armbruster, excuse me. Oh, we'll be right back with you with more Lady Cougar basketball as we enter the fourth.
Catholic University must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
It may be winter, but it's never too early to start thinking about spring.
Start your new year sharp and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Fair prices, superior quality, and exceptional customer service. Schedule your spring special appointment today. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Give your home the curb appeal it deserves. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code Summit City for 15% off today.
Welcome back, everybody, to the hut as we start the fourth. 52-49 is your score. Let's take another look at this play right here. Hopefully we'll have enough time. McBriar does miss on the three-pointer. Lady Cougars fighting for the rebound. Loose ball's picked up by Applegate. Buck over to McBriar. She's open. Let her shoot it and knocks it down. The top plays there in the third quarter for sure. Now McBriar is going to be fouled down on the block. With that, though, is Emma Applegate's huge third quarter. Emma at the break had 5 points. Well, she had 9 points in the third quarter alone. She's got a game-high 14. McBriar's first free throw is no good. A rare miss. Well, she didn't like that. Now she's 6 of 7 from the charity stripe. Second one no good. Rebounded by Hall. Patton here on the near wing. Crow's got the defense. Crow's forcing her to her left. Schulte working with Patton once again. Hall out of the corner being guarded by Buck. Man-to-man defense for these Lady Cougars. Patton looking for the step through. She's been looking for calls all game long, has not been getting them. But there, that's a foul on Crow. Especially that last shot. Kind of jumped into it. Maybe that's why the ref did not call it. I'll show it to you as the first free throw is good by Patton. This was right before the break. Usually they call that. I'm not going to complain too much. 52-30 is your score. 22-point lead here by the Lady Cougars, who outscored UNOH 21-5 in the third. Patton now with 4 points. Savannah Buck currently with 8 points and 4 assists. With 4 assists, a game high. Briar shot fake. And 15 goes to Will, the extra pass right over the head of Sydney Crow. Fans saying Whitney take the shot as she was wide open. Whitney Will once again entering today, shooting 57% from the field. So she shoots it at a high clip. Duke's down low for Lee. Lee at 6'4", tallest player in this game. We're going to have a lane violation called on UNOH. So Applegate would check in. Applegate and McBriar so far have been your players of the game. Will getting a talking to by Coach Ridge. McBriar currently with 12 points, Applegate with 14, but McBriar has 7 rebounds to go with that. Applegate has 5. That's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Emma. Emma Applegate really came on last year towards the end of her sophomore year, I believe. Or excuse me, her freshman year. Started to start this season. Well, Emma Applegate averages 23.3 minutes played per game, so she's one of the top players here on the team. Certainly when it comes to scoring and rebounding, it's pretty important. Williams trying to track that ball back down. Look at Dejanay Hinton putting in work for St. Francis. Breaking the press all by herself. As Applegate misses on the three, the tip nearly tips it right to Buck. It's number 40, Blow. Played a little bit there in the first half. Now scores. Lee gets the bucket. She'll head to the free throw line looking for the and one. Jonah Lee averaging 5.8 minutes played per game, shooting 54% from the field. Averaging 2.9 points per game. Lee looking for the three-point play. Could not get it. 52-33 your score. It's UNOH now outscoring the Lady Cougars here in the fourth quarter. Tight defense being played there, going for the steal and coming up with it, but it's a loose ball and it goes to UNOH. That was Bethany Blow, the freshman. Blow trying to go mano-a-mano with Buck, the junior. Savannah now picks up Blow. Looking for a little bit of payback. Three-pointer, Kane, no good. It's going to be knocked out by Lee, possession to St. Francis. .7:05 left to play. Things are looking real good for St. Francis. Trying to improve its record to 11-6 overall. 11-5 overall. St. Francis currently at 10-5. Can add one to both columns. Temple up to Applegate. With 6:45 left to play in this game. McBriar is going to be fouled on the drive. That's on the floor by Blow. That'll be Blow's first. Just a slap on the arm. McBriar continuing to attack here in this game. As the inbounds pass intended for Applegate's knocked away. Blow coming up with it. Saw Buck, the inbounder, going right after that loose ball as well. Williams, shots off the mark. Crow with the board. Sydney pushing it up to McBriar. Nice pass. Wide open. Buck for three. I'm not sure if Williams got a piece of that one there. Might have altered it just a bit. She was definitely closing in a hurry. Blows right past Crow but cannot hit. Williams still held scoreless in this game. Temple with the right hand. Nice baseline drive by Shayna Temple. Yeah, technical going to be called, or a warning called on St. Francis, the bench. Coach Ridge just looked at the ref like, I've said a little worse than that before. Not sure if that was warranted, but either way, we play on. Oh, big collision as Applegate went flying. Lee's going to go against, or the foul's going to go against Lee. Applegate looked like she got shot out of a cannon there. Pushed back about 5 feet, so Lee's going to take a breather. Kolkman in for Applegate. McBriar, spot up three-pointer, knocks it down for 15th point. Once again, though, that's just 1 point shy of Applegate's game-high 16. Those two going back and forth. Zone defense here, 3-2, as Kolkman collapses from the backside. But the foul's going to go against Crow. So Crow called with the block, her third. She's got 7 points. It'll be Kane to shoot 2. She's 1 of 2 from the free throw line in this game. That one rims out. She sinks down real deep before letting that ball go. Kane still sitting with 9 points. She was the biggest offensive threat there for UNOH in the first half. Does hit the second, now 2 of 4 from the charity stripe. 57-34. Buck looking for Kolkman. Nice bounce pass. She goes back outside to Shayna Temple with the drive. Strong with the right hand, but she's fouled. The foul's on number 23, Anna Faraheen. She's from Mozambique. The first one by Temple is no good. Shayna currently with 2 points. Entering today, Temple, that was her first free throw attempt. Here's her second, and it's good. Shooting 50% from the free throw line. St. Francis now outscoring UNOH 6-5 in the fourth. They're going to take every single quarter. Kane gets her own rebound. Good hustle play. That's going to be stolen by Hinton. Lady Cougars up by 24 points. Not slowing up at all. A lot of players like Josie Kolkman getting into the game, trying to show Coach Ridge something as we're getting ready to restart Crossroads League play. Kolkman there is called with the foul. It's her second. Coach is going to need everybody ready for Crossroads League play as we resume here on January the 5th. Checking into the game for the Lady Cougars is Treasure Hurst. January 5th at Taylor, January the 9th at Grace. Then back home on the 12th against Goshen, 1 p.m. tip. I think that's a doubleheader too, with the men's game to follow. Goshen not enjoying a very strong season this year on either the men or the women's side. The women are 7-9 overall and 0-5. Shoot, that team is just, I think, 3 or 4 years removed from making it to the Final Four down in Sioux City, Iowa. There's Goshen and Marion in the Final Four. Kane back to the charity stripe. Foul is called on Kolkman, her third. First one good by Kane. She now has 11. Went into the break with 9. 2 of 4 from beyond the arc, just has not been able to get her shot off. Lady Cougar defense is too tough. Treasure Hurst is a senior center from Salem, Indiana, at 5'8". Loose ball, Hinton's got it. Kane about came over the top of her, so foul goes against number 11. Both teams in the bonus. We have 2 fouls left for UNOH, excuse me. Also into the game is number 12, Tyon McKenzie. Tyon is fast. So the first one's good by Hinton. She's got 5 points, make it 6. Dejanay Hinton now perfect 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Lady Cougars extending their lead now, 24 points. Williams has it blocked by McKenzie. 3-pointer, that was just a bit wide left. Hinton trapped at half court. Hurst now top of the key with the dribble drive. Pass intended for Kolkman, just did not have the numbers there or the space. So foul goes against Hurst. On a Faraheen to shoot a pair. Entering today, averaging 13.1 minutes played, 3.7 points per game, while shooting 67% from the free throw line, 12 of 18 shooting on the season. Hinton's going to check out into the game as number 15, Bree Cumberland. Cumberland, 2 of 4 from the field on the season. So Lee checks back in for UNOH. Lee listed at 6'4". Kolkman is right there with her. Josie listed at 6'2", so we'll say they're both 6'3". It's funny how that works with coaches too, is that's a turnover. Transition pass. Kane saves it for a second. Some coaches want to show people the roster's smaller than it is. Some people want to show their roster's bigger than it is. Couldn't tell you which one's better. Sam Walsh, now number 23, the sophomore, checks in for the Lady Cougars. I know at St. Francis, we pretty much just try to stay true to the players' height and weights. It all works itself out, but you always have players coming in politicking to give them an extra inch or an extra 10 pounds. At least that's in football. Basketball players, at least all the women's sports, pretty much don't list the weight, just the height. First time for Ranja. She knocks it down. First point. Orpo getting some good minutes here for the freshman. Does miss on the second. Temple. And yeah, on the baseline there was Kane. UNOH just seems like they've been frustrated ever since the, well, first half with the officiating. As far as fouls are concerned, though, it's been pretty even on both sides. Lady Cougars, though, just so aggressive defensively, in great condition, just always moving. It's tough for opposing teams. You can see Kane hasn't even been able to get a shot off. A good one. Walsh down low. Spin move off glass. Her first bucket of the game. That's a big one for Sam Walsh. Walsh, the sophomore from Mooresville, Indiana. Same school as Lauren McBriar. As she converts the three-point play, it's her first free throw of the season. They know how to play basketball in Mooresville. A good squad there with Walsh and McBriar. Schulte underneath. It's fouled by Cumberland. McKenzie and Walsh getting some instruction from Coach Ridge. Schulte to shoot 2. First one's good. Pulls UNOH to within 23. Schulte shooting 63%. Entering today, knocks them both. Down. She is now 3 of 4 from the free throw line with 6 points. Temple blocked by Lee. Temple currently 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Misses on the first. She's sitting here with 3 points. The Lady Cougars rolling here with 2 minutes left to play. That pass intended for Lee was knocked away by McKenzie. Nice bounce pass finds Walsh. Walsh straight to the cup, too strong. Good retreat defense that time by Williams and Kane. Now McKenzie comes up with the steal. See if she'll take it herself. Nope. Leaves it for Walsh. And foul is going to be called against Ranja. Walsh back to the free throw line where she's a perfect 1 of 1 on the season. Now 1 of 2. Walsh sitting with 3 points. Score is 65-41. Nice left-hand take by Kane. A little late here for the Racers, though. That third quarter got them, being outscored 21-5. Cumberland's three is no good. St. Francis leading the fourth here, 13-12. All the quarters were pretty close except for that third. That's when Emma Applegate just caught fire. Three-point attempt is an air ball by Kane. Applegate once again there. In the first quarter was 2 of 6 from the field. 5 points and 2 rebounds. She's now 7 of 13 from the field, 1 of 4 from beyond the arc, 16 points and 7 rebounds. So Applegate's going to get your player of the game, even though she had 1 less rebound than McBriar. But she did shoot a higher percentage from the field as McKenzie knocks down the first free throw. It's really a toss-up there. You're going to have to go with co-players of the game because the stats are just too similar. 66-43. McBriar was 4 of 8 from beyond the arc. Applegate just 1 of 4. And McBriar was a perfect. Well, she was 6 of 8 from the free throw line. The stats might be off just a little bit. Bank shot by UNOH. Makes it 66-46. Now in transition, Williams down low. Not hit on the bunny. The bench about erupted for Williams. He's got 3 fouls, but still 0 points. Lady Cougar's going to dribble this one out. As Temple drives to the cup. She's got a lot of courage. It's 10 seconds remaining. Easily could have just dribbled that one out. She wants more points. Can't blame her. She's got 4 right now. Once you hit Crossroads League play, minutes are hard to come by here for the Lady Cougars. That's why these games are so important for some of the reserve players to get that game experience. 68-46, that should do it here from the Hutzel Athletic Center. Once again, we'll go over some of the statistics for you as the lay-in is good for Schulte. The St. Francis wins it 68-48 over UNOH. The Racers. Lady Cougars shooting 41% from the field on 19 of 46 shooting, 7 of 22 from beyond the arc, and 24 of 31, good for 77% from the free throw line. 35 rebounds for St. Francis, 11 assists, 10 steals, 20 turnovers, and 2 blocks. St. Francis with 16 team fouls, UNOH with 22. The Racers shooting 27% from the field, 4 of 20 from beyond the arc, and 72% from the free throw line. They had 31 rebounds, 3 assists, 9 steals, 24 turnovers, 1 block. Leading scorers for UNOH, Kara Kane with 14, Schulte with 8, 6 for Hall, 2 for Dukes, 2 for Farahane, 4 for Patton, who's their team's leading scorer. Orpo had 4 and 6 for Fatea Larry. She ended up with 8 rebounds. For St. Francis, Shannon Temple had 4 points. Sydney Crow had 8. Lauren McBriar, 15. Dejanay Hinton, 6. Mackenzie, 2. Buck with 8. 4 for Walsh. 16 for Applegate. And 6 for Whitney Will. Folks, thanks again for joining us. Lady Cougars on the road tomorrow, and then we'll be on the road to start Crossroads League action. The next broadcast will be on January the 12th. Lady Cougars versus Goshen. Thanks again for joining us. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend and Happy New Year.